Hello, everybody. I am SunPsychic Jean, and welcome to Magic Monday. Please welcome my co-host is Wisdom Seeker Joan. Say hello, Joan.
Hi, everyone.
And we have a special guest with us today, a special co-host, Mark the Spirit Whisperer.
I'm pretending to be
Yay.
Terri Suzuki, but I'm not doing it very
He's right. He's filling in for Miss Terry while she is otherwise engaged. And we're just really thrilled to see everybody here. Thank you all for coming. And we are happy Monday. Can you believe it's Monday already? Can you believe it's the last Monday of April? And is it not Beltane? Is it Beltane like today or the whole week? Or is it for 3 days? Does anybody know? I think
Wow.
it's a season, isn't it? It's Beltane season.
I don't know about that, but somebody in the chat will probably know when Beltane is. Here.
Hi, Lark. Hi, Ness. Hi, Nancy. Let us know how long Beltane lasts. I was watching Gerald with they had the absolutely beautiful banner or headband of roses and flowers, and it was really beautiful. And all the Fae festivities are going on. I saw a couple of them on Facebook, and I thought it was really interesting.
Okay, Wikipedia at least says, or this is Boston Public Library, from the evening of May 1st to the evening of May 2nd.
Wow. Okay.
I don't
So
know.
we're preparing. Okay, it's
Yeah.
this week.
What is
Yeah,
it?
and mhm.
What is
Pardon?
it? What is it?
It brings on the last season, the last segment of spring, or it brings in the first segment of summer.
Oh,
So it's just an honoring of the change of the season, and
it's kind of like May Day, I guess, since it's on May
mhm.
1st.
Supposed to be, supposedly, because I just read 2 sentences on Wikipedia, midway between spring solstice and summer equinox, or vice
Right.
versa. Yeah, the equinox is in summer.
Yeah, because that would be in June,
Mm-hmm.
the summer.
Yeah. Dancing Debbie is here. Jem is here. Hi, Jem. These weeks
Yes.
are flying, she says.
Boy, are you
So,
right.
everyone, I just want to let you know that we will be doing readings today, and we're very flexible, but just some suggestions would be messages from your loved ones. If you do, just their name and relation. If you would like a message from a pet or a question about your pet, let us know the name and type of pet. We're also doing spirit guide and angel messages as well. If you have a question about your job, or you have a question about things that go bump in the night, whatever, we'll be entertaining those as well. But we're just giving you some options. I do see a couple of people have their questions in, and we just ask if you could put them in caps and use emojis. It's a lot easier for us to capture them. So are you both ready to get started? Because I'm going to get started and then go back and start. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, so Fun Boy is here, and I know that Fun Boy had a question one time. We weren't able to get to it before the end. He says, "Are they still taking questions?" Sometimes he was in at the end of another show, so I just wanted to make sure we took care of this first. If I get offered a new job, I'm checking into what will the outcome be. Okay. Um, will he be happy with the new job offer?
Mm-hmm.
I
Well, I've
get
got to go. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Joan.
I just got a real quick one. I closed my eyes and I saw a number. I couldn't read exactly what the number was, but I saw you crossing it out and then writing in a number that was just slightly within $3,000 to $5,000 more. And then I saw people applauding. So I think you might want to do some negotiation and decide for yourself whether you want to do that beforehand. But in the end, I think you're going to like it. I saw applause.
Yeah, similar, and Joan was much more in detail. What I was picking up from my pendulum is that it went around once or twice, and then it said yes. So I think there's some negotiation or some stall or or that things may not go as fast as expected in the beginning, but I think overall you'll enjoy it and it'll work out for you. But there is something that changes in the very beginning. How about you, Mark?
Well, I did my pendulum, and it said, because at first I wanted to know, will they even offer you the job? And it said, yes, I think they will. And I felt yes as well in my brain. And then I just wanted to pull a couple cards to double down. And well, you really couldn't get two better cards than the world and the sun as a response to that. So,
Yeah.
sun is the ultimate yes, really. But the world too, I like that card because a lot of times, well, people have different meanings for it. But for me, it's like it's suited to you. It's like where you fit in the world. So it's like a job that's suited to you and you suit it. So it feels like a nice match. And then the happy sun, that would be like a happy outcome. I think you'll like it. There's always a little bit of an adjustment as you first get started, but I think it's going to fit you well.
I agree.
With these two major arcanas of the world and the sun, it also makes me feel like, spirit had a little something to do with it.
Cool. And I saw you crossing out the salary or the money number, but there maybe it's some other term in the contract that just needs a little adjustment, and then things will be okay.
Wonderful. Beautiful details there, guys. Okay, so I see Stephanie Checo. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for being here. I'm meeting someone for a long-term relationship soon. Or will I be meeting someone? Okay, good. I love these love readings. I think we should do a love one again. Remember we did that and that's all we did was all love questions. It was so much fun. It's a little easier to get into it that way, but
Well, unless you're hateful and dried up like me, then it's hard to get into.
oh no, I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. Oh my gosh, they're just so exciting. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. I started asking, are you going to meet someone? And I got yes. And will it be this month? No. Will it be next month? No. No. It started so maybe late May or June. And I said, so is this going to just be a summer romance? And it said no. And then I started asking months, and then finally said, well, are they going to celebrate their first year of being together next year in June? And I got a yes on that. And that's as far as I pushed it out.
I'm picking up a little bit closer to August. So you may meet him in the summer and then you may start going steady or whatever they call it these days in the fall. But yes, things are looking up for you, Stephanie. So make sure you enjoy your summer and buy new sheets. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Stephanie. Do you work like in an office or something where there's other people? I'm just going to ask that first of all, because you know me, I always have to ask something. But all signs point to someone coming your way. Now, the one thing I'm hearing is be a little more proactive, like as far as putting out into the world or into the universe what you want, like what suits you, what are you looking for, um, don't be quite I'm in the countryside trying alternative medicine. Okay, the only reason I ask about work is that I feel like there's somebody in that area, like service or work, that you might meet. You know, as opposed to like online or whatever it is you kids do these days. This feels like somebody you might meet through service or work. So I don't know. Like if you're working on healing, maybe it's a teacher, something like that. But anyway, I'm just going to throw that out there because I got a couple of cards about that, like the King of Pentacles. So somebody that's, you know, has a job, for example, or kind of has a master of the world. Oh, I got a job at a casino. They're waiting for me, huh, until I get recovered. Ah, casino and all these coin cards.
Ooh.
Because this Eight of Pentacles kind of looks like somebody working at the casino. There's all the little coin cards. So maybe we're looking a little ahead. So, what Spirit was telling me, there may be somebody at this job, once you get into it, that you'll meet. Now, that might coincide with some of the timing that the ladies were giving you, because I didn't really look at timing. The only reason I want you to get a little clearer in your mind about what suits you. You know, what are you looking for? Is it a man? Because I get a lot of male energy. So I think so. And, you know, do you like somebody that makes you happy, that wants to do similar kind of activities? Do they need to have a spiritual kind of a belief of some sort? Do they like animals or not? You know, so kind of make your little list. It's always good for any kind of thing you want to manifest, and you do manifest somebody interested in you as well, attracting that to yourself. And you can make that little list. Then you can say, you know, Spirit, universe, whatever you like to call it, I'd like this or that which is better suited for me and everyone concerned. That way the universe can even go farther with it. So they're just wanting me. So the reason I'm telling you that is from this Five of Wands and a Page of Wands. So that means choose more specifically. Don't, like, there's too many kind of leaving it up to, oh, well, whatever, whatever it is. They want you to be a little more proactive and a little more pro-choice. But wands are both, so that's choosing. So Spirit can help you because wands are spirit. But wands can also be passion, like a penis. That's really bad. I shouldn't have said that. But yes, so it can be like sexual energy as well. And page, a young, new relationship. And then just finally, I get the Emperor because there is a male energy coming your way.
Wow. Good for you,
Yeah,
Stephanie.
take that list. That really works, sweetie. Put it out on paper. You can even then wad it up and toss it afterwards, but just say, this is it. This is what I'm showing you, universe. This or that, which is better. I feel pretty good about it, don't you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I love that reading was something everybody could take something from about how to manifest specifically. Yeah. Thank you.
That was great. So I see Lena is here today. Hi, Lena. And then after Lena is Nancy Smith. Okay. So Lena says, my question, do you see me succeeding in my oil driving test in the next 3 to 4 months, please? Do you see me buying a new car in the future? So Lena, I'm telling you, that was one of the most frightening times of my entire life. I thought I was going to die to take an oral driving test. And I had to study. And I don't think it's an oral. Is it now on the computer and you have to do multiple choice?
What is an oral driving test? Because I either do a written or the actual driving.
Yeah. I think that, how many feet from a stop sign and, if a bus stops, how many, I don't know, those kind of questions. But I think it's multiple choice. I don't know. They could be in the car with you and asking you a couple of questions just to see if you were studying. But my
choice. So it's kind of like a written test, I guess.
She said yes, multiple choice. Yeah. Okay. But my gosh, that I remember being so frightened over that, and it was no big deal.
No big deal.
So let's just get a yes or a no for Lena. Lena. I think that you're really smart, Lena. And you will have the answers. I'm getting a very, very strong swing, and you'll have the answers for the questions that they're going to ask you. Like you'll know them. You'll know them. These are the ones that you'll know. There's not going to be any trick or out of left field questions. They're going to ask you the standard questions. So I think you'll be really good on that test. And so buying a car, it might be new for you, but I don't know if it's like a brand new. I don't think you want a brand new car. I see a no for a brand new and new to you. I think you'll be more comfortable in something that's a little more, um, I don't know what like, broken in, I guess. Yeah. Something you're more comfortable in. How about you, Joan?
I was getting the exact same thing. And I got a yes that you will be passing the oral driving test. And I was asking, well, is it in May? Is it in June? Is it July? And I got the biggest swing yes. And they were all swings yes. But the longer I went out, the bigger the swings yes were. So, June or July or something like that you might feel more comfortable doing it. And I said, will you be getting a car? Will you be buying a car? And I got a yes. Is it a new car? No. Is it a used car? Yes. So it exactly echoed what Jean found too.
Yeah.
Good luck on it though. That'll be great.
Yeah. So, here you get a booklet that has all the things you need to know in it. And so read the booklet. I would suggest, like, if that's what you have, the information that they're going to test you on, go over it like the night before. So it's fresh in your mind, all the little things, because the people I know that do bad, they don't look at the book, or they didn't refer. Even people who've been driving, but they don't refresh themselves, and then they go and screw up the test. So, you want to get the information top of your mind, because I think you're pretty smart, although I also can feel like you can psych yourself out a little bit with nerves. So that'll just help with nerves too, just that you've gone over the little info before. But I see you passing it. The worrying is for nothing. Um, and I too feel like you will get a car pretty quickly, but it's most likely used. Now that's not bad. Actually, in many instances, a used car is a better idea and a better choice. You can get a brand new car that turns out to be a lemon, and then you're stuck with it, and you can't. It's hard to sell and stuff. And sometimes you can get a great used car that lasts you forever. So I feel like that might be what's going to become available the quickest, and will serve you the best. So.
And I'll give you one tip for buying used cars. Shake the doors. When you open up the doors, just take it and shake it like that. And what you're listening for is broken glass that would say it's been in an accident. And the glass falls down into the door, and they never take that out if they replace the glass. So if you slam the door and it sounds funny, or if you shake the door and it rattles a little bit, it's been in an accident. So you need to have it checked out. That's like my one used car buying tip.
That's right. I did pull one timing card just because these two were doing timing, and I did get summer as the time of this working its way. We got it settled.
Good for you, Lena. Okay, so Nancy Smith is next, and after Nancy, I see Jem. So after Nancy is Jem.
Okay.
So Nancy says, any messages from her father, Ralph, or mom, Vivian? Thank you for your question, Nancy. Let's see who can get what. You're welcome, Lena.
Mom and mom or dad.
So I'm picking up like images of the 1950s. I'm not sure if this is when they were in their heyday, but I see the 1950s and them being quite the couple and very much. I just see them being social. I see them being dancers. I see them liking. I don't know if either one of them smoked. I think I do see your dad smoking. I'm not sure if it's a cigar, but I do see them being very charming, very social, and very loving parents. I do see they're both really hardworking, but you wouldn't know it. They had this really pleasant disposition. I feel, especially your dad. I think your dad was. He was just very, I don't know if it was jovial or he just had a lot of friends and he liked to laugh. He liked to kid around and he liked to laugh. But it's not like he would crack the jokes. He would be around people that would crack jokes and I see him doing more of the laughing. But he knew how to relieve stress, I would say. And he was a hard worker and he was tired, but I think it's like Friday nights or something, or Saturday nights, whatever it was the night is for them to go out and do something. I see them doing this regularly. So okay. So Nancy says they were married in 1958 and they both smoked. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Great. Well, I saw your dad, who arrived with a vase of flowers in a cut glass vase, and a cut glass, like a crystal vase. It was just lovely. And he said he's so proud of you. And then the next thing I saw was like a grill with French toast on it, French toast and bacon. So I don't know if he made French toast for breakfast sometimes, or if took you out to a diner or whatever. And what's going out for, or like going out for breakfast or something like that. And then the next thing I saw was a man in a parachuting in. So I don't know if he was in the service or liked to parachute, but I think it was more likely that a skill that he had would be kind of parachuting into a circumstance, whether that was a job, a community, a business, or into a new situation, and figuring things out on the fly and being able to cope with it and then leave. Breakfast, oh good. and he is saying that you have that ability too. You can get into a new situation, kind of do the assessment and figure out your place in it and what needs to be done, and then either, I don't know, that he was successful in doing that, and he was making the comparison that you can do that too, going into a new circumstance and figuring things out. I hope that
Wow.
makes some sense.
Great details, Joan. Oh my gosh. She also said that Friday night was special for them.
Oh, cool.
How great is that?
That was great. This feels kind of like a combined message from both of them. It's like, I do feel like they're together still on the other side. It feels like they had a pretty strong bond. They're saying, things weren't perfect, but all things considered, at the time that we were on the earth, we did pretty good. And I feel like they're still together on the other side. This symbol appears like the God symbol, but it's like they have each other's back. They still work as a team, is what I'm getting. And that they feel like their team did a good job. As good as, they're not disappointed really in how they managed their life in the world. They're fairly proud of it. And they're also very proud of you, Nancy. They say, oh, I'm getting goosebumps all over. They say, you represent them, like I'm going to say their values, their upbringing, their love. You carry forth the torch, kind of a thing for the family, and they're very proud of you for that. This is the Seven of Wands, but it's really about you leading the way, standing out in front, being acknowledged, making a name for yourself, because they also like what you've done in your life as far as service goes. Yes, their values. That's very important to them. And they think you just, they're really proud of you about that. But they also like what you've done for work or service. Now, like you're worth your weight in gold, or lots of pride with you. I do feel like you have a sibling or something, maybe. I'm not sure you're the only child, because I would say they're proud of all the children, but they're putting you in a little category. um, of pride and how you are individually, specifically. But they send you tons and tons of love all the time. They always surround you. Nine of Cups, love. Oh, your sister Jean. Yeah. And I kind of getting, wait a minute, it's not just her. And now this they're saying for both of you. They always hold like your highest good in mind and look for you to receive good fortune, happiness, joy, wheel of fortune, energy. That's what they kind of focus in on for you, from up there. Anyway, great. Love it. They seem to work together, though.
Yep, that's amazing, Mark. Really, really lovely.
Yeah.
Well done.
I don't always get that either with couples. A
They
lot of
can,
times, one's going over here and one's over there doing something, but these two seem together.
yep, they were really, really good communicators. Very well done. You must have been asking them for quite a while. So thank you, Nancy. That was a really wonderful. So Jem is next, and after Jem, I see Pamela, Pamela W. Um, Jem says, "Does my mom Alberta have anything to say about my housing situation? She knows what I mean."
Alberta, have anything to say about your housing situation? Let me look here. They always work together. Yeah, I love that. They were very clear on that togetherness thing. Even that strength card, which doesn't necessarily always mean that, but it looked like them stuck together, and that gave some strength.
So the one thing that I'm getting for you, Jem, is she's saying to stand up for yourself. Make sure you take you you just stand up for yourself. I don't know. There's something that you have to speak up and stand up for yourself. What I'm hearing is that she's saying, don't let somebody take advantage of you, in the sense that maybe somebody might be staying with you and won't move out, or somebody that you're staying with is making demands, or she's just saying that stick to your guns, stand up for yourself, and let me see what she's saying. She's saying, I brought you up right, I taught you right, and she's saying, no matter, she just wants to let you know. She's telling me that no matter what you decide, everything's going to work out. Like everything, the plan is in place, and everything's going to work out. She really wants you just to trust the process. But this is almost an exercise for you to stand up for yourself a little bit. I'm not sure if that makes any sense for you, Jem. And just say hi, Jem. Let us know that you're here.
Well, I was taking a long time to get something because I kept hearing this song and I couldn't place it and I couldn't place it. And it turned out it was Luther Vandross, A House is Not a Home.
Oh,
And it's a beautiful, beautiful love song. And it's about how it's not the place, it's about the love that's there. So if the living situation is a situation of conflict, then it's like it's just a house. Or if it's something where you're hanging on to it for the wrong reasons or whatever, don't hang on to the physical part of it. Go for a place that's more peaceful, more loving, more gentle, and it might not be something that you get to right away, but for some reason, maybe listen to that song or and it's it doesn't it's more of a love song, but they wouldn't even give me more lyrics than a house is not a home. So I guess the uh, advice in that is to find a place that you can feel good in, and you can feel safe in, and feel just secure and loved, uh, and not in a situation of conflict. I hope that makes some sense to you, Jim.
Yeah. Okay. Jim, I feel like that either this could be either a landlord or a roommate.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah. And roommate or landlord, feels like you actually are living with the person though, is kind of running over you a little bit and running roughshod and like being a little too much. Aggressive, like a little bit aggressive. And with this sword, like, I don't know, maybe he's a little cutting in the way they talk. They're not always concerned about how their actions or words I hear affect other people. I also get the strength upside down. Now, before we had the strength card, I had a different deck, but that looked like they were just, oh man, okay. So then we're talking about the landlord-y kind of a thing. Okay, great. But it feels like in a male energy. And how before they were like a perfect match. This is not a perfect match. This situation is not perfect. And I could see how it wouldn't feel that great yet. So I feel like Mom's saying there may be a move coming sooner than later with the Chariot. You could probably make this work a little better. Like, I get the Magician, but it's upside down. It's almost like it might be more work than it's worth in the long run. Like, it seems like you could maybe accomplish the same thing without this kind of oppressive sort of weird energy in it. Yeah, like that aggressive kind of energy. But, well, they gave you so many major arcana cards, like so many. And then Justice. That we need to balance this out a little bit. So we're going to move along. So Mom would be okay if you moved. I'll say that. But she understands why you're there and what you're doing. So the only other thing is on the bottom of the deck, I got the moon. So with that, I'm going to say your prayers to Spirit, to Mom, your spirit team, to God. Ask God for help. That's what I go right to the top when I need some big change in my life. And say, this is my situation. I'd like to make it better. Could you send me some clarity on how to make this move along more easily and effortlessly, put me in a better situation? Let's get this balanced out a little bit better. Let's bring a little more justice to the situation. So to make sure that Spirit's working with you to bring you more opportunities, it might speed it up a little bit. I can see you say, yeah, I need to move, not just yet. Yeah, I get that. Your mom understands that too, but she's okay if you do move. You know, she's kind of going, it's okay to move. This isn't, this isn't where you're going to end up staying for a long time, I don't think.
Yeah, all the best to you, Jen. Thank you very much for your question. And beautiful readings, Mark. Thank you. I think I'm just going to leave you up there if you don't mind, so that I can when you do your cards, we can zoom in, if that's okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. Pamela is next. Is it okay? And Pamela says, my 80-year-old father, Philip, passed away tragically last November. I am so sorry to hear that, Pamela. I would like to see if either of my parents, Philip or Donna, have anything to tell me. Well, I do feel I know this from speaking to other loved ones on the other side, that the tragedy was here in this world, but he didn't take the tragedy with him. When they cross over from something like that, there's a divine blessing, so to speak, that prevents us from carrying that tragedy with us. It's like a dream, or it's like a faded memory, that it doesn't serve a purpose on the other side to carry that. But it's unfortunate that the loved ones that are left behind, that are here in this world, still are dealing with the tragedy. So I just wanted to let you know that right away, and that he is fine, and that he is not suffering, and is not in any way suffering on the other side because of a tragedy. It's very difficult. I understand. And he's telling me, he's just, I can hear somebody saying it's not fair. He was extremely very well loved. He knows how much the whole family loved him, and the whole family like just cherished him and looked after him, and favored him, and showered him with love and attention, and you know really, I mean, he was just very well taken care of, and he was doing well, and enjoying his life. um it's hard to understand when tragedies and sudden things like this happen, the reason behind it, but they do want you to know that there's always a reason for everything that happens. And it's almost like, and it doesn't make any sense to us here in this world, but instead of it being a long and drawn out illness, or if he was bedridden for 10 years or something, it's almost it. But I understand it's really hard for you to think of that right now, because you're dealing with the tragedy. But he wants to let you know that everything happens for a reason, that he is fine. He doesn't remember the tragedy. It's a faded memory for him. And he does have Donna with him, and he said she helped him. She helped him she led him where to go, almost like showed him the path, showed him the way. And he's okay. He's really doing well. He's really doing well. He's acclimated and aware of what's going on, or where he is. And he's a really strong, tall. I see him being good looking. I see him being like the one. He's almost like a judge or something. He's almost like He was very smart and very had a lot of decisions to make. Always like made sure people were doing things. He had all of his wits about him. It was like, yeah, it was very. He was just doing so well, is what it is what I feel. So, how about you guys? Did you guys get anything?
Well, when I tuned in, this is kind of odd, but that's kind of my stock and trade. I saw him, it's Toss Phillip, in a dance line, kind of like the Rockettes, where you have your arms out on each other's shoulders and they're doing the big kicking up his heels. So he was doing that and looked really good and having a great time at it. And then did some other exercise where he was like running in place and he was on stage, and I think it was a rehearsal or something. So he's active. And I think the message to you is go have fun, make you do your best in this life to make the most of it and kick up your heels. I don't know if he liked musicals a lot or something like that, because this went on for a long period of time. He really wanted to show me this. And then something about how he was going through the crowd and playing a drum, or I'm not sure what all of that meant. But then I drew a card and I got the Archangel of Patience that says, trust the process, that this is all, oh, he played the steel guitar. Okay, so performer, yeah, cool. And then I also got the goose. And that was your dreams and desires are calling you to action. So I think he wants you to get out and enjoy life, and don't worry about him. He is fine. But also the goose to me today means to lift yourself up and see a higher perspective. And I say that because I was out doing errands and I drove by this, it was kind of a large church, a modern church. And there were two geese standing on top of, there was this one area that had a flat roof, and there were two geese that were just kind of looking out over the wilderness. And I thought, usually you see either goose in the sky or on the ground. I'd never seen one just kind of sitting on top of the church looking and surveying things. So I think the fact that I got that is saying to lift your eyes and try to see the higher perspective of this, and that know that he's okay and he's sending lots of love. But he really wants you to get out and enjoy life as much as possible. And he hears your prayers and it is there for you.
Beautiful, Joan.
Well, he seems to be talking to me a little bit about his passing. He said it was last November. He says his passing is a little dramatic, and he says that's because of fearful belief systems that he grew up with or something, which kind of colored his passing in a rather dramatic way, whatever that means. It's like his passing was kind of towery. It looked like, it was like dramatic, more so than just a nice going into the other side. But he goes, I realized once I crossed over that in a way I had created that drama because of, I get this emperor, but a lot of times I get it because it can be, now if it's wonderful divine male energy, wonderful, wonderful. But a lot of times I get this because it's not about that. It's about that lower, what do you call that, patriarchal energy that is not that great. It doesn't really lift you up. A lot of times it keeps you trapped or holds you down. And he says he bought into a lot of that. He fell and fractured his skull in 6 places. He luck. It's interesting that it's a head injury too. And he's talking about he created it in a way with his mind by holding on to some faulty belief systems. I feel like on some things it would be hard to change his mind about it. He just, this is the way it is, the end kind of a thing. But the reason he brings that up is because, well, number one, another reason why he crossed when he did, he was anxious to get to the other side because of your mom, I think. This 9 of Cups, he missed that energy, that love, that feminine energy, because I think she really provided that. I don't think he was as in touch with his feminine side as he might have been, although I like to see that he was musically inclined, so that's good. And I think that was good. But it gives me the Empress because I think because he's still dealing with the crossover a little bit, even though it's been a while now. Um, he sees it. You know what this is like saying to me? He went, "Oh, surprise! God is a woman," almost like that. And it's kind of funny, and it's not literally that, but it just it just he needed to embrace that feminine energy and to realize really that love, we're kind of comparing. I know, it's all the same. So don't get too hung up on the words because it's hard to interpret sometimes. But the easiest way to say that is that, like, oh, all of a sudden it looked like God is a woman rather than a man when he got to the other side. And somehow that was very welcoming. It was also the energy of his wife was there to greet him with all these cups of love, so much. And then I pulled out another deck. So the other deck gave me the Empress again. God is a woman. So they wanted to double down on that part. And then the Ace of Wands because he's on a new journey. So, we're like that last pair, they were like stuck like glue. He sometimes goes off on his own to learn or go to class, and then they reconvene. She doesn't have to go to some of the same classes he goes to. He likes it though. Look at him, little happy camper with his wand on his spiritual journey, off on this new experience. And I like this little smile on his face because that being greeted by that divine feminine energy on the other side was very, it makes me want to cry all of a sudden. It was very touching. And you know how they say you return home, you return to the light. I don't know. There was something about that was so uplifting to him and made him smile. Anyway, that made me a little emotional. Okay.
Beautiful, Mark.
Nice
Really
work.
beautiful. Yeah. Amazing. So wonderful. Wow, that was really I could feel that. It was really, really strong energy, and thank you, Pamela, for coming and asking your question and being so responsive. It was really important for us to know that we were on the right track and we were following the right energy, and that it just makes it stronger and stronger. So it's really important, everybody. And thank you, Pamela, for. It's not easy because it is emotional. We understand
Oh, yeah.
it can be emotional, but it's really it makes the difference in the reading and how strong they can come in, I think, for sure. Okay, did I say who was next? I don't think I did. So I see Annie here, and then after Annie we have JR. You're welcome, Pamela. So Annie says, "What do I need to know about my love life?" Okay, good. And Annie, if you can just let us know if you're single and looking at what it sounds like, or if you're in a relationship and you're unsure of the if you're going to stay. This way we can give you a little bit better of a reading. Oh, Pamela's crying. We know, hon. Sorry about your loss. It is
Yeah.
yeah.
Crying's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. Annie, just let us know if you're single and looking, or if you're in a relationship and wondering if it's going to, yeah. And if not, I did say JR, right? So JR, if you want to stand by, if Annie's not here. Oh, good. Look at Ness. Ness, you're on it, girlfriend. She's working it. Thanks, Ness. She's like, Annie, are you still here? Uh, I don't know. I just it's I'm just going to hide the comment until we see somebody. So is Annie still here, or JR still here?
I would
I
say,
know.
Sean, you could probably ask a question, and then we can see if we can get to
Yeah,
it.
Sean, why don't you ask it? Why don't you ask a question since you're here? Yeah, and just such a wonderful message from Pamela, and yeah, that was a big one. Sean, go ahead and ask your question. I know, and we'll do you next. Yes, we'll do you next. You're working your butt off there now. Sean says, I want to ask if you all could connect with my grandma. Is that what a GMA is? Yeah.
Yeah, I
If
think
she
so.
had anything to say. Okay, I understand, Ness. Thank you.
What's her
So,
name?
do you have a? Can you tell us her name, Sean? Her grandma.
Yes. Merlene George. Merlene. I think that's how you say that.
Pretty name.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I like it. Look at all this ease in it.
I think she was a little. I mean, she sounds like Merlin. Was she magical? Was she intuitive? Did she have a gift? Um, is and just by I can see you're very creative just from your icon there, and I feel as though you're in touch with your spiritual side as well, and that's kind of why you're here too. But she's coming in. She is showing me that she's rather young. I'm not sure if she had an illness or diabetes or some complications from something that took her before her time. Not that she wasn't in her later years. It was just before her time. Like it was I feel as though it was an illness and there were some complications that took her. She didn't live. It wasn't a natural end of life, I feel. But she just wants you to know that she's saying she's watching over you and she's sending you so much love. She's really sweet. She's really sweet, but she can also sort of like reprimand you too. She can say, "Hi, thank you very much," and then she'll be like, "Get out of the cupboard," and then she'll be like, "Hi," like she was strong and mighty, and she could dish it out, and then she would turn right back into that sweet thing. Is what she's saying. She's saying she did take really good care, but she made sure to give you the tough love as well because she knew it was good for all of you. Um, Okay. Oh gosh, she did have breast cancer. She never got old. I always tell people that. Wow. Wow. Okay. So I'm getting the chills too. She's giving me the chills and she's saying yes, that this is right. But she wants you to know that she's very strong on the other side and she is watching over you and sending you. She hears your prayers, she hears your thoughts, and don't worry about her. Don't be sad for her. And she just wants you to work on connecting with her where she is now, because the connection you had with her here in this world, that connection is still there. It's just a little bit different. It's a different way of having a connection with her. And you can ask her for advice, or you can ask her to come in and have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with you, or you can just ask her to send you a feather or send you a dime or something. and her energy is always around you. She knows how much you miss her, how much you love her, and how much you think about her, and how much you honor her. She just wants to thank you for that. Yep, she misses her so much. She knows. She knows. She's there with you. How about you, Joan?
Yeah, when I first tuned in, I saw pink flowers, first pink tulips with little frosty white on the top, and then pink roses, and then pink petifours. So all the sweet and soft pink things. So she's sending you that. And then she showed me a picture, like a coloring book picture, like when you're a kid. And she was showing me coloring outside the lines and said, don't be afraid to color outside the lines, to try something a little different. And then she said, let's see, the pink petifours, and to don't give up, to have patience and keep plodding, because even if you're feeling like you're plodding through whatever this thing is that you're trying to do, it creates momentum. And then she said, those heavy steps turn into a little trot, and then you're just kind of off and flying. So have patience and keep plodding, and know that that you're going to just take off pretty soon. So keep at it. And she's, of course, sending you lots of love.
So beautiful.
Yeah. Yep. She's got lots of love energy. She's got lots of divine feminine energy, I would say. So the first card comes up as the Empress, and that's her. And she's comfortable where she is. There's like a chair already there for her, and she took it. But she does have a lot of nice feminine Earth Mother energy, love energy that just sort of emanated through her. Now she's talking a little more specifically, so let me know if I'm getting this right. Howard. Oh, I love that, Sean. That's so great.
Cool.
And
That's
I did this,
amazing.
but this time I had to say, and that is her. It's weird how the words come out sometimes. And then you said, I painted her as the Empress card. Yeah. So I didn't even say this represented her. I said, this is her. Anyway, she's talking a little bit about relationship. Are you having a little thing about relationship? Are you in a relationship? Are you not? Has one ended? Do you have a partner? She seems to be concerned about that. So I get the Two of Cups. Okay. So she's talking about that. But I don't know. Yep. I feel like she wants you to choose more carefully and to be really specific. We talked about this. I don't think you were here yet, but in another reading about making your list of what you like in a mate or in a partner, whoever, whatever that is. But what lifts your heart, opens your spirit, makes you a better person, love, joy, all that, what is important to you. Be a little more specific. Don't just feel like you got to take whatever washes up on shore, right? You can be a little choosier, Grandma's saying. So if this thing of this person about somehow doesn't seem to work out, she says, that's all for the better. Don't worry about it, because there's really this King of Pentacle energy that's there for you. So that would be somebody that's, I'm going to say, like, has a job. That's a big one these days. But, and when I say job, I mean, has like the wherewithal to want to be of service, to do something with their life. They're just not floating around willy-nilly with no kind of any kind of direction. So a little more direction. This person is a little more in control, has a nice masculine energy, but also has some money in his pocket. and that that would be the journey. So, oh, he's very successful. She likes that successful part, but the different city thing, yeah, that might be something that'll kind of put a kink in the works. She says, though, don't worry. That's not. She wants you not to worry that there's something coming that does suit you, a new adventure, the Fool, heading out. But she just again wants to. She says, don't let others choose for you. You choose for you. Be the strong woman I want you to be, like I encouraged you to be. Um, the master of your own destiny, kind of a thing. So I don't know if any of that makes any sense to you. But the thing about that whole reading was she's watching you and she knows what's up for you right now. That you're looking at this guy and this potential relationship. And so, she wants you to know that I know what's happening. Because she feels very connected to you. I would say she liked you as a granddaughter. Yeah.
That is just amazing that she painted her.
I know.
Oh my God, as the Empress card. That is amazing.
I know. I love it.
Yep.
And
Wow.
I know in my brain, I just kept saying, this is like a picture of her. This is like a picture of her, while you guys are reading stuff. And I just kept looking at that Empress. And I knew I had to say, this is her. It's so weird. And then she said, oh, yes, I was her favorite. Yeah, I was going to say that. But I was afraid maybe some other grandchildren are listening. Yes,
Sean G, if you have a picture of it, why don't you just email it to SunPsychicJean@hotmail, and if we can get it, or just and just email it to me, and I'll see if I can't share it with everybody.
A very strong female presence, though. She told your mom that you were. Honey, that's good. I'm glad you got your question in.
Okay. Thank you, Sean G. Your grandmom is so sweet. All right. And Ness is next. And thank you, Ness, for everything you're doing today and all your support. And she's really working it. She says, I'd love an energy reading for the week. Lots of things shifting. Oops. Let me just go back. And we can always, Sean G, if you want to, I'm watching my email. I can hear that and we'll bring it up afterward because that would be really lovely to tie it all together. If you don't mind showing it, if you have a photo of it. Ness, what I'm seeing for you is there's like these stars that are flying around your head. So I'm not sure if you're a crown chakra, third eye, had any type of an upgrade or a boost, or there's something going on around this part of your head. It could be the crown chakra or the third eye, and I see like energy around your head, and I feel as though it's almost like you're attuning. You know how they say we have crystals in our ears and there's crystals in the earth, and there's a crystal attunement, and there's like crystalline DNA, and there's something about crystals, something about attunement, something about um, just a balancing or a it's almost like a fine, you know how you're dialing a radio and it's like a fine tuning and it's like, oh, you went too far and you have to come back. There's some sort of an attunement that occurred, and we can call that attunement. We can call it upgrade. We can call it like a ramping up or a turning on or an awareness, or the energies in your physical area may have changed. Now, I don't know if you were where the tornadoes were or if you were where the earthquake was in Jersey. I don't know where you live, but if any of this, like, you may be tuning into the earth's energies and the earth's frequencies changing, but that's all that I'm getting. It's not making much sense to me. It's just it's very abstract.
Interesting. When I tuned in, Ness, what I saw was, those old like paper doilies, like maybe when you were a kid, you made Valentines out of them. Just this round doily, all very, very intricate. But then it split down from the out top to the middle, and it opened up maybe that much. And behind it were kind of like the background we're seeing now. It was the cosmos and the stars. And the thought came through that things are going to become much more clear. You're not going to change. It's not going to change your whole life, the rest of the doily, even with all the intricacies and all the things you have to do and all the balancing of stuff that you have to do. It's all really there, but at least part of your life or what you need to do, it's going to become clarified and you'll see the deeper meaning of it. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Then I pulled some cards, and the first one I got was the Archangel of Constance, who says, bring heaven to earth. And if right here, it's really hard to see, but in the middle of that sphere, it's like a crystal. So it's just kind of what Jean was talking about, this attunement. And then you'll see on top too, that she's kind of tuned into the cosmos, and it's like, when I did my fingers, it was like that much you're going to be more in touch with and more clear about, like a third or whatever that is. That's going to become clarified for you. And it is all part of this plan. And then I drew from the feathers card, the hummingbird. So all this important stuff is happening. But in the meantime, what does it say? Release what you've been carrying and lighten up, new joy is on the way. So in the midst of this, I'm not sure what you're going through and a lot of things you're balancing, but know that it's all part of the plan. Some part of it is going to clear up, and for the rest of it, just know that kind of lighten up and new joy is coming, and you're going to get through it just fine.
Right.
Wow. She did say that she felt like the timeline jumped, and that was right around that London thing that happened when Big Ben skipped and the horses were running and all of that was happening. That was around that same week, I think. And so she felt like a timeline maybe had jumped, and she said she felt like a major upgrade was going on, and she wore a lot of blue yesterday. So,
Okay.
yeah, major shifts happening. And this could be a personal thing for you, Ness, or you could be feeling the collective.
Yep.
Okay. How about you, Mark?
I agree with that last statement. I agree with everything you guys have said, actually. But a lot of what's going on with you personally has to do with what the world's going through currently. So it's that. It's the big thing we're all going through. And then you're having your own version of it at home. So and it's a little wavy, rocky and wavy, up and down, up and down, up and down. But it's going on everywhere. So that's the way, you've been interpreting it the world also can be completion. We're not quite there, but we're moving to completion of this whole process. And that's what these other cards are talking about. So as we're moving, we're getting closer to it. And I do feel it. And it is shifting. I think we're all going to start feeling a little bit more. But as we're moving closer, we still have this energy of that negative mind, the King of Swords, that patriarchal kind of thinking coming to an end, because it's upside down. So, and that's affecting things worldwide because it's resisting coming to an end. And then in the meantime, like as the weeks, you'll shift back and forth to feeling like we're losing. We're winning. We're losing. We're winning. It keeps going back and forth from full cups to empty cups. And there's still a lot of this. Yeah, that was the 5 of cups. It says chalices on these cards. And this is the 7 of cups, because there's still a lot of illusion, mental confusion, a dreamy thinking. That's still in the air, because that's what we're kind of squashing. But it's still lingering. We're not done yet. That's why we're all a little bit woozy. But the good news to all that is that we truly are what's happening. And give me these 3 cards together. That's like, what is that? The something, the muckapuck before the good. I can't remember what that little saying is. The clouds, I don't know what it is. But anyway, we're getting rid of that, and that's because these 3 cards. So the star, our wishes are coming true. More love is coming to the planet to be anchored in. I keep getting the star card over and over when I talk about what we're moving into. Darkest before the dawn. That's exactly right, Ness. Then in addition, it's the high priestess. Feminine, divine feminine, anchoring into the earth more firmly than has been in a really long time. The high priestess, that divine. And also, that's how we're tuning into these changes too, is through that high priestess telepathic energy. And then the earth winning, 10 of Pentacles. Lots of winds on the earthly, surface. Earthly winds. Everybody working out best for Mother Earth with the 10 of Pentacles. And that's coming. That's what we're leaving to. And as that settles in more and more, the devil gets pushed farther and farther away. Now, the devil meaning, in one way, our addiction to negativity and negative thinking and addiction to anger and fear and blah, 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 blah. But pushing that away deeper and deeper as this takes root. So I don't know. I love that, and I love these cards. So there you go. 10 of Pentacles, Earth winning. Yes, Ness.
Amazing. Amazing, Mark. That is just amazing. Wow. And Ness, I'm so glad that we saved you for last. And Mark is amazing, isn't he? It's just, we can all learn so much, and it's just beautiful. You were just, what did we call him? He was the dessert all day.
Quite often when Ness asks for a reading, though, and it is for herself, but I often notice that it really is for the group.
Yes.
Whatever what she asks does apply to the collect, and it's happened more than once with you, Ness. So I do appreciate that.
You're welcome, Ness. How sweet she is.
And thank you for all you do here.
Too. I could never do that. How can you type that fast?
Really?
These cards are the cutest cards that are ever made. And look, again, the star was on the bottom when I flipped it up, because I don't know. I just keep getting that star card. Look how happy he is when the dreams came true. And it's nothing. I don't know. This is called the Red Panda deck, but they are so cute. It was real expensive. I'm trying to justify me spending an arm and a leg on these cards, but I do really like them. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Joan. And thank you, everybody, for being here and for coming in and for asking your questions. And all of those who didn't get their questions asked, we will be back on again. And please do come back and see us. And all of those who did ask your questions, thank you very much. It made it such a beautiful, meaningful show. And it's an amazing. So Mark, where will you be next?
The next thing I am doing is I don't think it's until I'm with you again on Saturday.
Okay, wonderful. See, that's great. So you all come back here on Saturday, and Mark and I will be together on that. We usually do one Saturday a month, and please. Yeah, and we're on for a little bit longer time during the day. What is it? 12:30 Eastern?
Eastern. It's different for you, but I know for me it's 12:30.
Wonderful. And Joan, how about you? Where will you be next?
Well, I will be with you and Gerald of Tarot Stash tomorrow afternoon, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yep,
That'll be
that's
fun.
2 p.m. Eastern and 11 a.m. Pacific. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. I love these guys, and we all do different collaborations and we all work together. So thank you very much. And please, everybody, if you have not gone over to subscribe to Wisdom Seeker Joan, please make sure you do, and Spirit Whisperer at Mark, and please make sure you subscribe to all the channels and hit that thumbs up. We really appreciate all of you being here. Thank you very much and have a magical Monday. Take care, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.